Libby, I want to thank you so much for what an impact you had in my life. I've had a complete transformation because of you, and I want to share my screen and show everybody what you did for me. I was in accounting for over 30 years. So on the left side, that was my professional look. And then when I started to transition into my new career, I knew I wanted to do public speaking. I was an author. I wanted to go into coaching. I felt like I needed more confidence, a new look, a fresh start. That's when I contacted you, and you helped me with my wardrobe, my look, my hair, my makeup, my professional photo shoot. You did everything for me. So I want to thank you for that. How did you get into doing this kind of work?
Well, thank you so much, Kathleen. First of all, you're very easy to work with. One awesome thing is that you were very coachable and you knew you needed to make a change. Sometimes I work with people and they don't know that they need to change. And I sometimes think how many opportunities perhaps you may be missing, and how may that be impacting your business, because first impressions, that's the first thing that people see. So are you losing any revenue or connections or relationships because of that first impression? I was in corporate for a long time. I was a solopreneur. I also did direct sales. I did partnerships. I've done all kinds of different things. I was in a partnership with a boutique, ladies apparel boutique. I owned an event planning business, and we did all tabletop design work. I was in skincare and cosmetics, all these different things. And what I found was there's a piece of everything, I think, that we do that will kind of add to, we put it in our little wallet. We learn an experience, we have a job, we meet people, we move to an area, and we just kind of take what we learn from that and put it in our wallet. Well, at the end of several years, sometimes you go back and look at the wallet and go, what are a lot of the similarities that I'm seeing here? Where am I gifted? Where have I been educated? Where have I been mentored, tutored, whatever? And I took probably 40 years, I will say, of experience. And what was the commonality was that I love working with women, and I like doing transformations of women. I'm very creative. So I thought, what can I do to empower women so they show up as their best self? And this just kind of, it was a God nod, I think, that came to me. And I thought, this is something I know that I'm good at. I always had people go, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And I think that's something we need to really take a look at. Is there someone in your life that says, you're really good at this, or you're always helping with that? Just take that as a little thing to put in your wallet.
Yeah, like you're talking about, it's an opportunity to transition, because one of the reasons I was transitioning in my career is because I was midlife and I had a full wallet and felt like I had something else to give, some different level. So even if I hadn't changed careers, and I'm glad that I did at that point, that was the right thing to do. But also, I'm glad I worked with you just because it kind of made me feel young again, like refreshed, like starting over. I think even if you're not changing careers, it's beneficial to work with you, Libby, and just get kind of a refresh, a reboot in midlife.
It's really honing in onto what my friend calls body positivity. Because, we're not 20 anymore. So I don't know about you, but I can't wear what I wore when I was 20. The waistline kind of doesn't look the same. Sometimes it's menopause, sometimes it's just life, where perhaps you're changing a career, maybe you're an empty nester, maybe you're recently retired, maybe you go back into the workforce in a different way. And it's almost like, well, where do I fit? And it can be a difficult situation, especially if children are grown or out of the house. It's kind of a transition more so in your mind than it is anything else. I can't wear what I used to wear. I don't want to look frumpy. I want to be up to date. I can't wear the, 5-inch stilettos. People don't have to be, resigned to flat shoes and elastic waistband. I started thinking most women, especially women that say, I hate shopping, or I get so overwhelmed with shopping, or even dressing, opening up their closet, it's overwhelming. And what I found is like, how do women feel when they go into, let's say, the mall? And there's all these choices. You can't find anybody that will help you. You don't really fit into whatever the size that the manufacturers tell you that you should be wearing, which is false. And, do I want to get a nice blouse? Well, where do you go? What do you choose? It gets to be so overwhelming that it's like, I'm just so done. I don't even want to shop. I don't even want to go. Or they'll go in, they'll pick out 5 or 6 things. They won't even try it on because it's too much effort. I'll just take it home, try them on at home, keep whatever I want, take the other things back. Well, that's not a real good method either. I'll try online. Hopefully it works. I don't like the fabric. I don't like how it feels. Now I send it back. It's all of this stuff. And what happens is the overwhelm, the stress just gets so out of control that it's like, I hate to shop. I don't have anything. Fine. I have a black pair of pants. I'll just wear that. Or I have nothing to wear, so I just won't go.
The other beneficial thing you did for me is take me shopping. We went to Nordstrom's and you talked to the salesperson. I'm kind of introverted, which is surprising to say as a coach, but I wouldn't even want to go to Nordstrom's because I was afraid the salespeople would come up to me. Now I know that sounds crazy, but it was because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I should wear. So I felt kind of intimidated by that. Or I would wander around and end up in the petite section, which is definitely not my section. I mean, what is ridiculous? What I'm doing. I would feel lesser than and walk away with something that didn't fit well or look right. And you showed me not only how to find what looked good on my body type, but literally also how to just talk to the salespeople.
Sure. What happens is the scenario, you do get the overwhelm. You're not quite sure if you should believe the salesperson or not. Because, and there again, I find it adds to women not feeling good about themselves. And at the end of the day, yes, I'm a stylist, image consultant, whatever you want to call it, but I am a confidence builder because if you don't feel confident, you can be wearing sweatpants and feel great. There is so much about that inner work and a lot of the messages that we are told or that we tell ourselves, I'm not good enough. And to have an experience like that, it just reinforces that. So one of the things I really do love to do is I shop for people, but I also shop with them so that you know what to do and you know what to look for. And you can feel better walking in there with some power for yourself and knowing that, great, I'm here and this is what I am looking for. And I know how to find it now. So that I think that just adds to the feeling more confident when you shop all the time.
Absolutely. This is the Fearless Climbers Business Show, and I'm your business coach and host, Kathleen Reese-Jubenville. And today I'm talking with Libby Jason, style expert and confidence builder. So thank you for being here today, Libby.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
So we probably touched on this a little bit, but speak a little more about your ideal client and what the biggest problem you help them solve is.
Well, women. I focus 100% on women. And that doesn't mean I don't have a man come up and say, hey, Libby, which tie should I wear? But for the most part, it is women, typically women that are over 45, women that are either in the workforce, and that could be high-level executive, could be middle management, could be an entrepreneur. They are very visible. So someone that is visible, they're doing workshops, they're on Zoom calls, they're doing networking, socializing. Those are probably my ideal client. I do find that women that perhaps they don't work, but socially, they're in a lot of social connections and they want to look their best. So I think most often I hear two things. I want to look well put together. That is primarily, they want to look well put together for them. Style is all about your personal expression of who you are. It's not a fashion trend, it's your personal expression. So when they say they want to look well put together, some of the questions I ask, well, describe for me what that means to you. Well, I want to look professional. Okay, tell me, what does a professional person look like to you? Because we all have a different concept of what that is, especially working remotely, we can have a very different concept. And number two, the thing I hear a lot is, well, as soon as I lose X amount of pounds, then I will, look at a stylist or look at some clothes. And I get that in some sense, in our minds, we're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't want to be spending all this money on clothes that I am not going to stay in. And what I like to teach people is that, you can have transitional clothes, but learn what the fit is, learn what the style is, so that as you're in weight transition, as you're releasing that, perhaps as you're getting more fit, you're getting healthier, you're getting all those things. Now you have some tools and direction, and you can look great in the process. So I do a specialized fit formula for them so that they know the proportions for their body and they're not doing the whole cover-up thing. You know what, I'll just wear something and wrap it around and be, covered up so that they look like a tent. Yeah. You can be a full-figured woman and rock it. We don't have to hide. We don't have to be invisible.
And it's easier to get healthier when you feel confident where you're at currently. So I know if I'm walking around in dumpy clothes, then I feel dumpier and I'm less inclined to go out and work out and eat right. But sure, when I'm dressed in a way that accentuates what I already have, then I feel better about going out and taking care of myself. I feel better about myself, feel more like I deserve to take care of myself.
Absolutely.
When someone comes to you and say they want to look more well put together, how are they feeling? What's the feeling underneath that?
A lot of the feeling is that, as you had said earlier, they know that something is off. They know that they are either seeing other people and perhaps they're looking at the blazer that they've had in the closet for the last 20 years going, it's just kind of boring and I really want to do something, but I don't know what to do. When I'm doing closet audits with them, a lot of things come up for that. Not only style, but it's things that they hold on to. It's not just the clothes. I mean, it's the clothes and it's not the clothes. Because what are they holding on to? Are they holding on to the investment they did in the Anne Klein suit that they haven't worn in 30 years? Are they holding on to a memory of how they used to dress? I really kind of get into, and here's, more of the personal development. How are they feeling about themselves? And how can we bring that out so that they are feeling confident and they are feeling like they deserve to dress in a flattering way?
Yeah.
The other thing I notice is, a lot of women, they were never taught how. I know when I was growing up, I was a sports spectator. I had very thick glasses. I had very frizzy hair. I had crooked teeth. I never felt like I fit in well at all, and we moved quite a bit. So I was always like the new girl. And I loved watching people play volleyball and foursquare and baseball. I liked watching sports because I could cheer you on really great. but I never participated. And I didn't participate because, and I would have people say, do you want to play? And I go, no, no, I'll just watch. Oh, well, I don't. And a lot of it was that I didn't have very good hand-to-eye coordination in the first place. So that, and as you get old, I've got to say, it doesn't really change much. But I didn't have that. But you know what? No one really ever said, has anybody ever taught you how to really play volleyball? Here, let me show you how. You can practice with me. I'm a safe person. Let's do that together. And it was something that stopped me from doing so many things because I didn't want to look foolish. I didn't want to make a mistake. I didn't want to lose any points, all of the brain things. Yeah. So that I kind of transfer that a lot into when I'm working with clients. A lot of people, they were never taught how to do makeup for themselves. I mean, they watched the tutorial. Nobody really taught them how to accessorize. No one taught them how to see themselves in a different way. And I want to be that safe place for them to do that.
And so in addition to helping other people, you're growing your own business as a service provider. What would you say is the best piece of advice you have for a new business owner, somebody who is transitioning into business ownership?
Probably the best piece of advice is to take that risk. And you may make a mistake, and it's okay if you make a mistake because everything's a learning experience. And it may be, you know what? You step out and you try something. And if it doesn't work out, did you learn something? You probably did. So go do something else. Yes. And it's all right. I would suggest surround yourself with people that will support you and uplift you. And there's lots of organizations. There's lots of group coaching, like you're a fabulous coach, and someone that they can be held accountable, but they can feel like I've got your back. Yes. And not like, because we all have, those vampire suckers that'll go, you're doing what? What is the matter with you? What did you think you could do? We've heard that a lot. It's like
too much.
So to have somebody go, you know what? I think you can do it, and actually believe it and support you and hold you up as you're doing that. So surround yourself. I surround myself with people that are smarter than me.
Libby, I love that tip. And that certainly is who you were in my life as I was transitioning my career, someone who lifted me up and smarter than me and held my hand and made me feel safe. And so thank you for that, Libby. And if our audience would like to connect with you, how would you like them to do that, please?
They can go to my website. It's libbyjason.com. And I do have a free guide that you're welcome to download. It's 4 secrets for creating a winning outfit.
Well, Libby, thank you so much again for being here today. And be sure to follow or subscribe so you don't miss any of our small business success strategies, and click on the links below for more helpful free resources.
Thanks, Kathleen.